My name is Tim Kidd and I'm UK Chief Commissioner.
My name is Lewis Franklin and I'm County Youth Commissioner for Norfolk.
I'm Graham Woolley, I'm the Regional Commissioner for East of England.
And I'm Alex Pease-Gadsby, I'm Chief Commissioner of England.
Lovely. Tim, can you tell me a little bit about your role and how long you've been doing it, please?
So I've been UK Chief Commissioner now for 3.5 years. I've got 1.5 left to do. It's a 5-year term. And my role is about really trying to focus our direction on our strategy across the whole of the UK, getting input from all the various parts, try and shape it so it works the best for most people.
So my role with Scouting, I've been doing it since May last year, so May 2019, for those watching in the future. And I'm primarily focused on making sure that young people within Norfolk have a voice that is heard and really pushing U-shaped strategy across Norfolk.
Brilliant, thank you.
Graham Woolley, I've been in the role now, just moving to my 3rd year, which is really quite exciting and surprising actually. So, it's going well, obviously. What do? Really try and mentor and support the county commissioners to take each of the counties, the 6 counties in the region, in the same direction. So very much mentoring support, helping where I can.
Excellent. And Alex, can you tell us about that?
Yes, so the role of Chief Commissioner of England is all about supporting the line management chain. Now, I always use the word management carefully because I know people turn around and go, "Oh, I'm a volunteer, I don't like being thought of as work," but actually, even though we are volunteering and it is all about supporting it, we do need to think of ourselves as professional volunteers because of the service that we're providing to young people. So I do that element of things, and I also take what I'm learning from out and about on the ground and feed that back into the strategy so we can keep making things easier for people.
Excellent, thank you. Graham, question for you. Why do you scout?
I've been thinking about this for a few minutes actually. I still haven't come up with the answer. No. I've been in scouting now 50 years, which I know it doesn't look like it, but it's sadly true. And having come right through the movement, it's the service, I suppose, that kicked it off. Why do I keep doing things like this? Because we can make such a difference. Yeah? You don't have to be on the ground with Beavers Club Scouts, Explorers, etc. every week. It's how we can influence and direct the ship as well. So that's really what drives me.
Excellent. Tim, why do you scout?
I scout because I passionately believe that what we do is needed more now than ever in our history, that we really can join communities together, that we can help people to find friendships, we can help young people to achieve things they never thought was possible. And every one of those stories is the energy that keeps me going.
Thank you. Lou, why do you scout?
I scout really because I kind of got sucked into it when I was young. And despite doing the role I do at county now, I still help with the group, and I suppose it's just the feeling of watching all the people in my scout group enjoying themselves, week in, week out, and doing the role now, I get a wider perspective, and that kind of satisfaction I get out of it is something that just keeps me going.
Excellent. And finally, Alex, why do you scout?
I scout because, again, like the others have said, I really see the difference it makes. I see the difference on so many levels. I see the difference to the individual. So I've worked with young people who've had really challenging circumstances at home, who scouting has really enabled them to flourish and to go on and achieve more than perhaps they would have done without those opportunities. I see the difference it makes to wider society as well, actually, because collectively, the values that we all share can make such a positive difference to our local and national community. And also, because I really care about the adults as well, when I say I want to make things easier for people, I genuinely care about how hard people are working in their volunteering, and I just want it to be as easy and as enjoyable as possible for them.
Excellent, thank you. A bit of a fun question now. Tim,
Oh,
what's your favourite jelly bean colour?
my favourite jelly bean, that's without a shadow of a doubt, will have to be pink.
Absolutely.
Graham, what's your favourite jelly bean colour?
Green.
My favourite jelly bean colour, I quite like black. it breaks the mould a little bit, and I think that's important.
And Alex, what's your
Well,
favourite?
I
jelly bean
like
colour?
pink because it's the candy floss flavour, whereas the licorice jelly bean isn't as tasty.
I think Lewis has just politicised jelly beans. It's
Just
just
right.
astonishing.
Just poo jelly
That's
beans
just-
completely.
That's just
there.
great, isn't it?
Are we going to have to re-record this?
Okay, so moving on.
That's it.
Which is code for that was a waste of time, wasn't it?
Everybody loves jelly beans. Okay, Alex, what skills for life has scouting taught you?
Oh gosh, do you know, I learned through my volunteering role so much that I can apply to my day job even as well. So, for example, we have groups of people who are giving their time for free, and in a work environment, you would be going, well, I need to do this, that and the other, and we're having to ask people. And actually, by learning those skill sets as we go along, we can actually apply those into our working roles. And it's my natural way of working anyway, to be honest, to work very team focused. But, you know, people can take their skills, is what I'm saying, and actually use them in their workplace. And they can even put, if they take on management roles in scouting, they can put those onto their CV. So do one of those roles.
That was shameless.
We need shameless
What
plug.
a plug.
Shameless plug.
Tim, what skills for life has scouting taught you?
Yeah, I think possibly two skills for life that I've gained through scouting that are worthy of mention. One is that I would never have had the job I had without scouting, and scouting taught me a huge amount about communicating with people, presenting in front of people, whether they're youngsters or adults, and I've used that time and time again in my work. So that's been absolutely brilliant. And then I think on a personal front, one of the skills for life that I've learned through scouting is it's okay for me to do some practical physical stuff. I've learned some skills about safely navigating on the hills and mountains, and I would never have done that without scouting. And so I can truly say I've stood on the top of mountains I would never have stood on with not for scouting.
Lewis, what skills for life has scouting taught you?
I suppose the biggest skill that, if you call it a skill, that it's taught me is to have the mindset that there really is no limit to a young person or your achievement. No one's limited by their circumstances, and you kind of see that in the nucleus of the scout group. Everyone starts at a different level, but anyone can go as far as they want, and it's about unlocking that mindset, I think.
Excellent. And finally, Graham, what skills for life has scouting taught you?
Leadership, I think. People leadership and the ability to take people with you on a journey. So you've got to be able to really resonate with them, understand why they're scouting, be able to show where you're trying to get to, and take them with you. That's very, very useful.
Okay. And finally, what do you find most challenging in your role, Alex?
Most challenging in my role is being completely open and honest in the conversation, is when adults don't necessarily exude the values that we are supposed to have within that sense of belonging, and in the ways that we would role model to young people. So, for example, disagreement, sometimes actually the best way we can deal with it is if we sit down together informally, we just chat and we work towards a solution. Now, we don't always do that, and that would be the most challenging piece for me, because then these things escalate and you end up having to de-escalate.
Thank you. Tim, what do you find most challenging in your role?
I think the most challenging aspect of my role is that trying to balance so many different views about what we should do about things. Almost anybody you ask about whatever issue is in scouting has got usually a different answer as to what right and what wrong. And we have to end up with something. And so you just know that whenever we come on a decision for anything, you've got a whole pile of people who don't like it, a whole pile of people who do. So trying to balance those quite valid different viewpoints across the whole of the UK. And I still think that we have, for any given situation, the number of different solutions is the square of the number of people who are talking about it. It's really hard.
It is people. It is a values piece. And everyone likes complaining and doing everything for me now. So how can we put it back down and get the conversations going? Really echoes what Alex was saying. Other than that, I suppose time. Just trying to spend your time doing the right things and getting the most value, because you can easily get sucked into the weeds sometimes, and that just stops you moving forward.
And finally, Lou, what do you find most challenging in your role?
it's a funny one, but the thing I find that the most difficult is people have a problem with admitting that they have a problem with something. I find so. I'll ask them specifically with my role. Are you involving your young people with things? And they're like, yeah. Well, hold on, but you're not though, because I've chatted to them and they've said that they're not really having any input, and there seems to be this bridge that's just shut. And they're like, well, no, it's going fine. People don't seem to have a problem with just admitting, yeah, maybe I do need a little bit of help here. You know, it's just not. It's just that wall for me. I find is the biggest struggle.
Okay. Well, thank you all for your time. I hope you enjoy the rest of the big weekend here in Norfolk. And thank you once again.
And we should say thank you very much, or Norfolk Scouts, whatever you're doing, whatever your role is. Thank you very much for your scouting.
Absolutely, it's
Go
really
Norfolk.
appreciated.